Okay, welcome everyone. This is the regular city council meeting for September 8th, 2025. We'll call the meeting to order. If we could all stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I have roll call, please, Sharon?
Lisa Buddy?
Yes.
Dylan Meyer?
Yes.
Adam Ryder?
Yes. For approval of the agenda, any questions or comments with anything on there? I'm assuming the building permit is good to go.
Yeah, Eric had a chance, he brought it late on Friday, but Eric had a chance to look at it this morning, so it was good. It's just an addition to
Yep.
what he already had there.
Sorry, Doug.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I'll write it down.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second?
I'll second.
And roll call, please.
Adam Ryder?
Yes.
Dylan Meyer?
Yes.
Lisa Buddy?
Yes.
Number 5, I think we can skip, right? You guys weren't gonna talk during the public forum? Okay. Okay, so let's jump down to 6, the consent agenda. And again, anything on there? Questions, comments with anything?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Second.
And roll call, please.
Lisa Buddy?
Yes.
Adam Ryder?
Yes.
Dylan Meyer?
Yes.
Okay, number 7, lot 5, West Street purchase, discuss and consider approval of sale. So this was the Christensen lot that we've been kind of getting some feedback on. Joe would like to sell it to Jesse Kilberg, and I think we kind of set a September end date for that. But I would really like to move forward. I'd really like to discuss that with the full council. So if it's good with everybody, I think we'll table it. And Joe and Jesse are not here tonight, so if everybody's good with that, let's just table that until the next September meeting. We kind of put a September deadline on that thing for Joe to try and sell, and then we would revisit it at that time. So. But in hopes of having a full council to talk about that, I think let's just table that. If everybody's good with that.
It works for me.
That sounds good.
Want me to contact them, let them know that we are going to make our final decision, so they do have a final?
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to give them a heads up, that's fine.
Have we looked into rezoning for that at all?
What's that?
Have we looked into rezoning that lot at all? Maybe we can't discuss it without a full council, but.
No, I mean, what's it?
We don't really have zoning
Yeah,
in town,
it's hard to rezone
so,
anything.
it is zoned based on what the county taxes it has.
Okay.
So like if it's currently ag, if a house gets built on it, then it's by its use, so then it would become residential,
Right.
so.
Right. Yeah, we don't have an actual zoning board to make those decisions. So yeah, basically those are the county zone. So, okay, let's table. So we'll table 7 for next meeting. So let's jump down to 8. Discuss and consider approval of contribution in aid of construction agreement with Ellis Properties LLC. So I think at the last meeting, we talked about Cheryl had gotten with our attorney. We were waiting to hear back from him on what they kind of recommended as far as contract-wise goes and some of the verbiage in there. So she has since been in contact with our attorney and has kind of, they haven't worked out the language in that contract. So the electric committee did not get a chance to meet before tonight's meeting. So we just put it on there for kind of everybody to review, and I guess there's really not a recommendation per se from the electric committee, but I don't know what everybody's thoughts were about the contract. I know in previous talks we had talked about wanting to do something like this. you know, with him to make it kind of legally binding, you know, not just for our benefit, but for his as well. So I guess everybody had a chance to read it, and what's your thoughts on it? Sheriff, you got anything to?
I was just gonna, to summarize, yeah, basically he would pay the upfront additional cost to get it to the desired location, and then there would be 2 steps on, paying it back to him. Within 60 days of completing the construction of the first building, based on full occupancy and or at the city's satisfaction. So then they get half of it back. And then the remaining balance if he constructs building 2 and within 5 years. So then we could give the full amount back to get it to where he wants it. I know we talked in the past on, based on growth. I think, yeah, with that flexibility in there to the city's satisfaction, we can keep track on what we're actually making on it, and then once it's built and it's, you know, once people are living in it, we can make
Once
a
we know hard
judgment.
numbers.
Make a
Yeah.
judgment on how much we're gonna bring in
Right.
that first year or 2, so.
I like the wording of that, if it's, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it was just a little less, easier to track
Yeah.
this way.
Mhm.
That way you're not putting those little stipulations in for each year.
Yeah, that's gotta meet a
Yeah.
certain load, or about, yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Would he be able to like extend it, like say is that for that second building, if he gets like in, like it's year 5, and he's got the plans to do it, but he doesn't quite completed it, is it, there's an option to, we can open it up and extend it for him if he,
I can ask
okay.
that to be added if you think that's,
I didn't know if like there was, is this cut and dry, if that was the end, or,
so after year 5, if he does have plans.
yeah, like if before the 5 years is up, and like it is, there's an option.
Obviously, we wouldn't give it to him until he's at least
Yeah,
started or something.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So, I think that's probably a good idea.
yeah.
And I'm sure that if that was the case, then whoever's on the council at that time
Yeah.
would be willing to review it
Yeah.
and figure out if they
Yeah.
wanna still give it, you know, beyond the 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna, it probably needs to be something in
Yeah,
the
maybe it's
city's
approved by-
discretion.
Yeah.
Approved by the city council
Right.
at that time, but there's,
Right.
yeah.
So option 2 will be on the 5 years on city approval.
Yeah.
If the building is started or whatever,
Yeah.
our plans are made. Yep, I can contact him and have them add it, and then we can put back on the meeting for final approval for next time.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, just so we can kinda keep that thing moving.
Yeah, if
'Cause
even
he's-
if I get have him do it this week, and if we send it out there, we can approve it tonight with that clause or.
That's, we can
Yeah.
wait, let's just have it finalized for the next
Okay.
meeting, and then, yeah, we'll be fine, so. But yeah, he's certainly moving up there now, so.
Oh, yeah. He's been up there pretty much sunrise to
Yeah,
sunset.
yeah, he's pushing now, so.
We do have like a list of 8 people that are interested, so.
I want- What, how many years, like, the first building, how many units?
12.
12.
So, okay, we will have that for the next council meeting. So let's go, number 9, discuss and consider approval of resolution, 2025-4, authorizing unbudgeted transfers and interfund loan, repayments. Sheriff?
The resolution outlines, some budgeted transformers and agreements that annually we need to move from the levies that it came in. We had money come in through the employee benefit tax levy for the police, library, and city and administrative. And, that money comes into the employee benefit fund, and this transfer would be putting it back into the general fund. And the same thing for TIF, that's considered an interfund loan payment. We brought in money into the TIF fund, now we have the option to transfer it into the general fund to pay to pay back where it was spent out of. So a lot of the things that were funded through TIF were funded through our economic general fund, so this is just paying for that. And we just have to pass a resolution approving those transfers anyway.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-4.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Lisa Buddy,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
Bill Nye.
Yes.
Okay, number 10, discussion and consider approval of sidewalk and drainage estimate for county line concrete in the amount of $6,217. So this was something, we were trying to wait on this and get a couple of quotes, but Eric was having a hard time getting anybody besides Quinn to call him back, so we just
He tried
decided.
several times.
Yeah, we just decided to just go with it, just because of basically the time. We're kind of running out of time if we wanna do something yet this year. I don't know if everybody had a chance to read the quote, but basically what we're doing is replacing, that, I wanna call it culvert, a cement culvert, down in front of Johnson's. And kind of replace that sidewalk there that runs over top of it, that's kind of broke up and there's a good sized crack that runs through there. And then, we figured too, while we were down in that area, that sidewalk just kind of stops, it just kind of goes to nowhere. So we figured we would at least try and tie that around the corner, at the same time. And then also with that culvert, the last time we kind of addressed it, we thought about trying to have them kind of do like a concrete, I don't know what I call it, like a.
Spillway.
Yeah, spillway, kind of, you know, not funnel, but yeah, kind of a, just a nice concrete path that runs down that ditch, or over that ditch, just a hair, to try and kind of channel that water, where we want it to go. So, and also to help with drainage, you know, underneath that culvert and that sidewalk, so, that was kind of the thinking there, so, that's the quote, for all that. And I guess we're just basically trying to look at, if, you know, if everybody's on board with it, getting on Quinn's, schedule yet this year, if it's possible.
But where's that water gonna drain to?
Same place it's draining right now.
That's wrong.
Why's that?
There's an ordinance that says you're not supposed to be draining water from one system onto somebody else's property.
And a sidewalk going across their driveway ain't gonna work either, cause you gotta have it up in the air too high. And I move the snow, and if I screw my loader up, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Well,
And
guys,
the
I don't know what to tell you at this point. We're trying to, we talked to you guys about this the last time,
Yeah.
and we're trying to address the issue.
Yeah.
So if we approve this tonight, we were gonna meet with you guys and tell you guys what was all going on down there. So I guess, I don't know, we're just trying to come up with ways to address the issue down there.
Yeah.
I don't know, we're not, I guess to me, in my mind, this is the same conversation we had a few months ago when you guys were here. You know, we got a price on that down there to do it all underground, and that was a pretty hefty price. So, and it's our responsibility to try to be as fiscally responsible as possible. This, we feel like, is a good start to see what happens, to try and solve that problem down there.
We're the only part of town that doesn't have a storm
Storm
drain.
drain.
Everywhere else does it, you ride around town and look.
Yeah, that's a tricky part down there. Yeah.
And there's 8 over on Gary Driscoll Street.
That's wrong.
When they put that new street in over there, there's 8 storm sewers over there, if you walk and look.
Yeah,
I mean, you put that sidewalk in, all it's gonna do is just create more water. Ain't gonna do nothing, it's just gonna make a bigger pond right there.
And when
well,
we
that's why we're
place
trying to
down-
channel it down
Yeah.
to that, cause there is a culvert, not a culvert, but there is an intake down in the bottom there,
In my
by
property,
Driscoll's,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so that's where that's where it's intended to
And
go.
ran to start with all the way
Right.
down through there,
Yeah, I mean,
but just those guys.
yeah, it's been an issue and we're trying to solve, cause the last time, you know, we talked about it, I think the biggest issue was the ponding in the street, right?
Well,
And the ponding in my lawn, in my property,
down by
behind my
Dixie.
house and all the way
It's
down.
both.
Yeah, I mean,
All
so
the way
we're
down.
trying to solve this,
If we can solve one of the issues, is that not better than nothing?
I start with,
Yeah.
I start with,
I wait for the rain to go where it's supposed to go and then go on, but not
And do we
ponding
feel
like
that this is a step in towards the right direction?
But how, when it's affecting the crops that are in them fields, yeah, there's a problem.
Are they your crops?
No, they're not my crops, but it helps pay my taxes for the town.
It's your money.
It's my land.
Do you have pictures of the crops that are damaged from the
Not
water?
now I don't because it's too dry and it's in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to work with you guys and trying to solve an issue down there. I know it's probably not gonna be perfect, but again, I think the biggest issue right now is it comes down to money. I mean, that's a simple fact. I know it's probably not the answer you guys want, but we figured this would be a start. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we're gonna have to readdress it. We thought it would be a good faith effort to try and fix that down there and redo that sidewalk at the same time, because that is, right, Isabel, that's broke up and hasn't been for a
Yes.
while. So yeah, we're trying to be, good neighbors and trying to be fully transparent on what we're wanting to do down there. Because of, you guys bringing the issue to us for many years now. So we're trying to address that, and alleviate at least the ponding in the street. Yeah, it is. That's our main concern with this. So we figured we'd try to work in good faith and try to fix that issue down there, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And
we'll
with
have to
this,
redo
that
it.
sidewalk across my driveway, like Chad is saying, his blade is gonna catch that sidewalk going across, and where you're gonna have to dig down into the base of my driveway to put that cement in. And his blade catching that cement as he's plowing snow
Mhm.
is gonna bust that sidewalk up, and then it's gonna have to come up, and I'm gonna have a mud hole right where the sidewalk was. Then how do I rebuild that to get it hard as it is now, so I don't have a mud hole there? And my
Yeah, I mean,
driveway, I'm quite sure is considered personal property.
well, it's in the city easement, it's a 6-foot easement, because that's where the sidewalks are at.
And then the city should help pay my taxes.
So, I guess we can take a look at it down there, if we can set up a time to meet with you guys and meet with Clint down there, and we can go over the concerns you guys have with, with your blade and stuff. We're not trying to create more problems down
Cause
there.
right now it's got a slope already, and once you do, you're gonna go any more higher or lower, if you go lower, you're still gonna not defeat your purpose, because then the water's still gonna run over top of it.
Right.
And the higher you go, you're gonna make more of a amount, then you gotta watch Danny's driveway going into his, so, cause you got a water line right in his driveway. There's a water main line going right into his driveway, so you gotta cement around that, make sure you don't hit it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and those are all things we, once we get down there and get eyes on it, we can talk about different
Well, I mean,
options.
yeah,
and
let us
stuff.
all know, cause like I said,
Yeah,
you gotta do it within another couple of weeks, cause I'll be gone in the fields. We're gonna start trying to cut combine here in another 2-3 weeks.
yeah, so if we pass this tonight, we were gonna set up a time to meet with you guys, hopefully on the weekend, weekend morning or something like that, whatever works best.
I work on the weekends too, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever we can work out with everybody to get there, and, yeah, we can talk about, give you guys, kind of what we're thinking, and you guys can give us your feedback on all that too, so.
I just have a question. In looking at the picture that I have on my phone of that area where it drains, is it possible, it kinda looks like it kinda drains into Edwards's backyard and then into the field. Could like a dike be made when you're, cause you're gonna have somebody digging to put in a tube, could they just do that excess dirt? You can't really tell from Edwards's house there where the little car is on the
Sidewalk.
side,
How would that Rady's at down there,
but
that
it,
cruise at?
it goes down into a groove and then it goes into Connie's field, where if it was more of a dike from their garage or wherever their property, I guess where the old alley was, if that was more of a dike, that would prevent some of it from going into Connie's, and maybe it would disperse or, I don't know, what you want, you know, make it a pond, so all the water goes there into a pond, I don't know.
Never run down and beyond Venus one.
Well, if it's just a start to fixing, at least if it's a little higher on her side, then that's one less person complaining. And then it could maybe get thinned down and absorbed by the time it gets down any farther. Just a thought, since
Yeah.
you're gonna be digging something up, where are you going with the dirt, just shove it, kinda.
Yeah, the biggest thing with those dikes, and I'm no expert, obviously, but, I know they need to be packed pretty well, or if it's loose, it's just gonna go right with it, you know? And so usually it needs to be packed pretty well and have some vegetation on it to hold it, so that would be, you know,
I mean, that's not as expensive as trying to run a tube.
Or otherwise, like you put a dike, put a tile there, and it's okay with Connie, run it right straight, tile it this fall, tile it right down to the creek.
Wouldn't the tile be less expensive than doing the hook into the drainage system of the city?
I mean, just for the time being, until you guys, we get enough money in the town that we can fix the situation. You know, if it's okay with Connie about it, you know?
Yeah, the tiling thing, I mean, is not a bad option because that is a low area down there. But I mean, again, it's hard too because, yeah, it really doesn't have to go very far to get to the creek.
No, that's what I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know, it might be cheaper, like Elaine said, build a little dike.
Somehow you could get it to run into that other storm drain that's out in the field or up there behind Venus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a thought, it's a thought.
Or at the corner by Garrett's too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I would think that would be a lot cheaper than doing cement work or however
Well, you
the,
shred cement there,
whether
where
it would,
cut it off.
how you would get it, if you did it properly to get over to the other drain under the
Yeah.
street, that would have to be something a little harder than a plastic tube.
Yeah, and the cement's not gonna go real far, you know, basically that's just to get that, to keep from clogging up underneath that culvert there.
Washing it out, making it
Yeah,
whole,
right,
is
yeah,
basically
just to
what
help
you're
that
doing, yeah.
flow a little better is all that it was meant to do. So yeah, it's not gonna take it all the way down there.
But I mean, that's a thought too, to,
Yeah,
you know. bring
yeah,
up.
no, those are all good ideas.
I mean,
And I mean, if we proceed with this, this isn't to say this is all we're doing, I mean, this
Right.
is
No, I'm
step
just-
one, and
It can
then,
be a temporary fix.
yeah,
yeah.
Because in the wintertime, occasionally we do get warm enough that we have rain, and then
it
the
gets
tile,
icy.
it goes cold, and
Yeah.
that's an ice skating rink there, because I gotta walk to go to my mailbox. Usually I walk on the street, but if it's gonna be ice, then I'm up in the yard.
Yeah, and I feel
rather than trying to
confident that this
do the
will
street.
address that part of it.
Yeah, I think that's, right now is our biggest goal is to keep that from ponding, you know, in that corner right there.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's our main goal with hopefully, you know, moving forward with this and, like I said, like Adam said too, I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't ever do anything in the future, you know, this is.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you just,
First
if you
step
got
to
a
see-
tile and like Elaine wants that dike there, then eventually, that dike ain't gonna bother nothing, you can always take it out, cap it, and you can always do the storm sewer, you know?
Yeah,
I just don't think there's gonna be enough dirt displaced by fixing the sidewalk.
there won't
to
be
build
from
it.
this,
Right.
no, there won't be from this, we would have to bring fill in.
But you can always talk to the county will probably bring some in, if it, you know,
Yeah.
if it close by.
Yeah, I mean, those are all definitely options,
Yeah.
like I said, I think, you know, we kinda wanted to start with this and just see, you know, what, hopefully, you know, that solves the ponding in the
Oh, yeah,
street.
yep.
And then we can move forward
Well,
as needed, you know,
Yep.
just see what it does and just move forward with that,
Yep.
is there any other discussion needed with council as far as the quote, thoughts on anything else?
No, my only question is gonna be on just having the one, but it makes sense. I kinda figured that was the case, that nobody just got back, so.
Yeah.
And I mean, that cost for the work seems reasonable to me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's typically the lowest anyway, but, you know, we should get, you know, at least try every time, that way.
Yeah.
yeah, and Eric can't do anything if nobody calls back, so.
Plus, the last rainstorm, it turned into a jumping pool for the little children that have now moved to that end of town,
Yeah.
who think the street is their playground.
That's windy.
And they've really gotta be washed, cause we drive down that street at night and they're darting in and out of between cars in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
right
Riding
out
the
into the
bikes.
street. It's
9:30
scary.
at night.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
If I hadn't known those kids were there, I know there's little kids that live in the house, and when the garage is lit up, I know there's more people there.
Yeah.
So it's crawl along there,
Yeah.
because I don't know if there's any little kids gonna dart out, because they don't look.
Yeah, yeah, I know, we definitely we don't wanna give them any more reason to be in the
No.
street.
Well, it's gotta really watch up there with that red house, the one that the guy's trying to sell his property there.
Oh,
For sure.
I had to watch too, one day the
Yeah.
kid come running out, you know, and
Yeah, no, so we're hopefully gonna try to address the, you know, the water issue in the street, and then, yeah, we can, like I said, just see what it does and move forward, you know, with it, and hopefully, you know,
Yeah,
if something else needs to be done, we can handle that, so.
Yeah, I think if we do that this year, then, you know, come spring, we're gonna have a lot better idea. on
Right.
What's changed in the equation, you know, as far as how that water's flowing, and, you know, maybe we can make a more educated decision on how to deal with that.
Anybody else got any questions or concerns with anything? Somebody wanna make a motion to approve the, quote?
I'll make a motion to approve the quote for sidewalk and drainage from County Line Concrete.
Okay, second?
I'll second it,
And roll call, please.
Dylan Meyer.
Yeah.
Lisa Buddy.
yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll be in touch with you guys to try and set up something, we can all meet down there and kind of go over concerns and options and stuff like that, so. Like I said, I don't know if a weekend works better, morning,
like I said,
evening.
It all depends on what's going on.
yeah, a lot of times I work on the weekends, I do carpenter work on the weekend, or I'll be in the
Probably
fields.
do it before the next council meeting.
Yeah, or even a Monday.
Sometime after
Monday.
4:30, 5 o'clock, whatever works,
Okay,
you know,
Yeah,
whatever
we-
works for anybody else, 'cause
Okay.
usually I usually get home about 4:30,
okay, yep,
so.
okay, we'll be in contact then, we'll try and set something
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
with
like I
everybody.
said, you're working too.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, okay, thank you guys.
No, appreciate it,
thank you.
thanks.
Okay, number 11, the
No,
Halloween
you go.
proclamation, setting trick or treat date and time. So Halloween falls on a Friday this year. What did you
Falls
say?
on Friday the 31st. I put, well, based on what we did last year, because last year it was on a Thursday, and we still had it the Sunday before. This year on it's a Friday, and the Sunday before keeps getting a little further away. I just put that in there as a starting point, so we can just definitely think about it and figure out when we wanna officially have it.
Is it, I think I've heard through the grapevine that Miles is doing on Saturday, or they do it on the Friday, they do it on the
They're
Friday?
doing it on the first,
They're doing it on the
I think.
On the
First.
first, okay.
Mhm.
And I know Bellevue was doing theirs on the Friday. So,
Maybe it's Beulah that's doing it on Saturday then.
that could be,
Yeah.
To me, it's always been Sunday 4 to 6, it's like, I don't really see any compelling reason to change it.
It doesn't matter to me, I just didn't know with it being, kinda split there, like if we went the weekend before, you know, if we wanna just keep it to the, if we just wanna go after Halloween and keep it all to one weekend, just for ease of parents.
Yeah, like I said.
But
it's-
it doesn't, I don't feel strongly one way or the other.
We used to have it in collation
26 is fine.
I feel like it's fairly good, 6 one way, half a dozen the others, we're gonna stick with tradition.
Okay.
My thoughts. I obviously don't have a kid, I don't have one, but he's
When
like
does
walking
the-
around town, so.
When does the time change? Is it that first?
Yeah, daylight savings time does change.
November
Is it that-
7th, I think.
Okay, so it's the weekend
First
after,
Saturday.
okay. I was gonna say, if it's on the second, then you'd be losing an hour of daylight and,
Yeah.
cause that's one nice thing now with, when they pushed it back a week, that you got that extra daylight, so they're out all
Right.
day
Yeah.
Right.
the whole time.
Yeah, daylight savings is on November 2nd, it says.
So it
Okay,
is
so
on the
it'd be,
second.
so it'd be dark then.
So we know that Sunday will be darker.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Okay, we'll shoot for the 26th and I will get that set, so. Okay, so let's jump down to other business, streets and sidewalks update. Cheryl, you got anything?
I think other than what we've talked about under item 10, just that we've had 4 sidewalk program applications submitted this last couple weeks. Three of them were from being on the list that we compiled, and one was actually completed this week, so making progress,
Good.
slow but sure.
Something's better than nothing. Okay, jump down to nuisance committee meeting, we're gonna do that following this meeting. So just FYI to everybody. And then election, filing update. The deadline to file is September 18th, is there? 5 PM.
Yep,
So to anybody out there, wanting to file papers for council, that is your deadline to file, so.
and the affidavit and, petition list, you'll need 10 signatures, and those
It's not
need,
15, it's only 10.
it's 10.
It's always good to have a few extra.
Yeah, you know,
just in
achiever.
case.
You're an overachiever.
There's 15 spaces on the thing.
So those do need to be notarized and taken to the courthouse in person.
Yep,
So
before
I
5 p.m.
can't take them out there anymore, I have to stay open here till 5. Well, they have to stay open till 5, but it has to be in person by the one running, so. Just wanna keep reminding everybody what
Yes, yep.
the deadline.
Then lastly, the fire truck update, they did not, win the bid, for that, new engine, so, they are still on the lookout, so that's where that thing is at, so just kind of an update for everybody on that, so. Does anybody else have anything for other business? You good, Cheryl?
I think I'm good, everything else is pretty much summarized in the updates in your packet, and, we touched base on most of them here, so I'm good.
All right, sounds good. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
And roll call, please.
Lisa Buddy,